When you're manifesting, you don't have to be in positive, high spirits every single day in order to see your manifestations come in. And, you could just be a positive person. That could just be who you are. And that is, that's amazing. But we're also human. We're not robots. We aren't going to have the same emotions day by day, even hour by hour, minute by minute. Our emotions can change and our feelings can change. We aren't in our best mood every single day, and that is okay. That's just being realistic. And again, you could just be a positive person who likes to put a positive spin on things and try to think of the best way and the best reason that something has happened to you, and you try to, take the positive route. And again, that's okay. That's just who you are, and that is amazing. But being angry and upset or being irritable isn't going to deter your manifestations. You don't have to be positive every single day in order for your manifestations to come. You can, really just be honest with yourself. And I've noticed that, at least from, the things I've experienced, the patterns I've recognized about myself and other people, is that the mood that you're in doesn't really matter so much when you're manifesting. What matters the most is the intention that you're setting and making sure that what you are wanting to manifest, that aligns with who you are at your core. And it just matters that you are honest and authentic with yourself and what you are trying to manifest. So if you're manifesting something like a job opportunity, an experience or something like that, because it aligns with who you want, who you are at the core and what you truly want, whether, like I said, it's like if you're trying to travel and you really want to go somewhere and you're trying to manifest a discounted cruise or whatever it is, because you really want to explore the world and that is who you really are at the core, you love traveling, chances are it's going to at least manifest for you the way you want, or even better, in something that you haven't even thought of in a way that you didn't even expect. But if you're trying to manifest out of hurt feelings, out of ego, out of wanting to hurt somebody else in return, your manifestation could happen, or maybe it won't happen, or even if it does happen, it's probably going to backfire severely later on. And yeah, we do see people in the world who, are not nice people at all, get their manifestations, but we don't know that maybe even 10, 20 years from now, that manifestation is going to backfire so harshly on them and they're going to lose everything that they've made and then some. We don't know if that is going to happen. We don't know how somebody's karma is going to be experienced later on in their life or in their next life or for their future generations, because this makes me think of Cassie Ho from Blogilates. One of her designs, it was her pirouette skirt, was copied by other fast fashion brands. And those brands could have made, a little bit of money, a little bit of revenue, whatever, because they wanted to manufacture them and they wanted to make them a little bit cheap. So they sold them for less money. And it was less quality than Cassie's, whatever it was. And, they could have made money from that. But that doesn't mean that, like I said, 10 years from now, they're going to lose everything that they've made, and then some, whatever it is supposed to be for them, because their intention with making that skirt was to copy Cassie and to take advantage of her and take advantage of her creativity, because she made that. I think Taylor Swift wore it. It was just selling out like crazy, and it was really such a turning point for her as a designer and for her as a brand. But then of course people were copying her, and we don't know how that is going to play out for those brands that we're copying. And just like in any situation, we don't know people who are, willingly taking advantage of people to get, to do something cheaper, to make more money or whatever it is. We don't know what their karma is going to be like. So, that is why I feel, at least, my personal experience, that our intentions mean the most when it comes to manifesting. It doesn't matter if you're in a positive mood one day or you're irritated and you're feeling unsure the next day and you lose a little bit of your confidence and you lose a little bit of your faith. But during those times when our faith wavers, the universe has a funny way of aligning things and making us making it known and sending us signals that, this is, of course, at our core, as long as that is at our core, that this is going to happen for us. And it sort of gets us back on track and believing in ourselves again. And for an example, from my life, when I was selling at markets and I was selling my jewelry, I would set up and I would have the tent And I would have a couple of my tables underneath with my jewelry on it. And like if it was a rainy day and it was pouring and a lot of people didn't show up, I would get like upset, obviously like upset because like, you know, you go there expecting the best and, or just like expecting to have like a good time. And, you know, I go there and expect and hope that people are going to, you know, find meaning in my jewelry, find meaning in the person that I am and like what I stand for and want to have a piece of something that I've made. And it can be difficult when like obviously like it's raining and people don't really want to be outside and people aren't really showing up. Or there have been times when people have come to my table and been really, really rude to me. And then I would sort of like get down on my confidence and I would, you know, just be like irritated and just sort of second guess myself a little bit and second guess my talents. And then the universe would have this funny way of like sending somebody over to my table, like a new person. And we would have this amazing conversation and they would be so kind to me and they would be like, no, like you're underselling yourself or, you know, whatever the conversation was. So the universe has a funny way of, you know, sending us signs when we sort of lose our faith and when we don't feel like our manifestations are going to happen. And again, it doesn't matter what mood you're in because like those times that it happened to me, I sort of wasn't in the best mood. Like I was talking about the markets. I sometimes was irritated and, you know, and then like 10 minutes later, I would have an amazing conversation with somebody and like my whole mood would shift. So it doesn't really matter what mood we're in when we're manifesting. Because you can also manifest, like if you're angry, you can transform your anger into something that is productive, that you are going to see like something tangible in your manifestation. You could be angry from something that you've just experienced and go on to make like an amazing video. You can put all like channel all of your energy into that and alchemize all of your energy into like creating this amazing like travel vlog, whatever it is. And it goes viral. Like, and you get like so many like thousands of followers, subscribers. But that is how you have turned your anger. You've turned a bad situation into something that is like positive and helpful for you for your manifestation. So you don't have to be in a positive mood all the time. You don't have to be in like a chipper mood. You don't have to be high vibe, high energy every single day because again, we're human. That is not very, very realistic for us to be in just our best mood every single day. Even yesterday when I was reflecting about this and I was writing things down, I just was like, I burnt like my Palo Santo stick. And then I was just like sort of talking and like, I talked to like the universe and like whatever spirits around me. And I talk out loud. I just basically say my thoughts out loud. And then I was just like hoping for, you know, just because I felt like I was like doing like my part and I just wanted, you know, just like some clarity to make sure that like what I was doing was, you know, like just the right way. Even though I feel like it is, sometimes I do like lose a little bit of faith or I get like down and, you know, from other things and other experiences with people that I just don't, that sort of make me second guess what I already know to be true. And sometimes, you know, I do get down. I am mostly positive. And again, I try to put like a positive spin on things and just to get through it, because if I let the negative things affect me, I probably wouldn't be here. Like I would have been gone a long time ago if I really, really let those negative things get to me and get me down. So it really does help. Obviously, it helps to be in a positive mood just to get yourself through the day. You don't have to be in a positive mood to manifest all the time. But just to, again, be positive, it really does help. But yeah, just being realistic, we aren't positive all the time. And that is okay. You can be down sometimes. You can just be upset. You can take an hour just to be upset and to cry. Like, that is okay. We're human. We're not robots. We have a plethora of emotions. I haven't said that word in a long time, but we have a plethora of emotions and it's okay to feel them all. It's amazing to feel them all. And I think it's cool to learn, you know, different like emotions and different names for emotions. Like when Inside Out 2 came out, I didn't know what ennui was. That is like a certain type of boredom, I believe, if I remember accurately. But that was like an emotion that I learned. So it's fun to feel these emotions and to learn these emotions and to really understand ourselves at like a deeper level and who we are. So I think that was getting a little bit off track, but yeah, you can be in any emotion to manifest. You don't have to be positive all the time, because I hear like, even when I was sort of learning more about manifesting and like just like affirmations and stuff like that, and that whole thing when I was just a beginner. It was a lot of people saying that you need to be positive and you need to really think the best, and you know, your emotions and your thoughts and your, you know, everything that you think manifests. But that is not true, because we can have anxiety, we can have, you know, different, like a disorder, whatever it is, where your mind just is not your best friend. But that is why I say, like, as long as your intentions are true and you know what your intentions are, when you're manifesting, that is, you know, what is going to manifest. It isn't going to be your fears. Your fears aren't going to manifest. Even like the greatest wishes that you want might not manifest, but what is right for you is going to manifest. What aligns with you and who you are authentically is going to manifest. But yeah, that was, I just want to double check. I've done all my notes. I just did 2 pages today. I wanted it to sort of be a shorter one. I'm at about 11 minutes now, but yeah, I'll finish it with this. As long as you are manifesting from your heart and soul what feels truly aligned with who you are, then it doesn't matter what mood you're in. I've manifested things when I feel positive and sure of myself. Then again, when I was scared and I wanted to cry because I didn't think it could happen for me. I've manifested in both ways. But in both scenarios, I kept my intention and my purpose close to my heart. Since they were both authentic to me, I manifested my goals no matter what, and in the right way, in the right timing for me. So don't be afraid that a bad mood is going to keep your manifestations away. Continue to keep your intentions clear every day of what you want to offer the world, and your manifestations will come to you in the best time, in the best way possible. Again, as long as you are aligned with your intentions, your purpose, your passions, what makes you you, and you are doing what you feel called to do, it's going to manifest no matter what. It's going to manifest, you know, sometimes even if you're starting a new project and that project really feels like you're like, I really, really love this. I really feel like, I don't understand why, but I really want to do this thing. As long as you are doing that thing, everything is going to align for you. When I started posting on YouTube, I didn't really know what I was doing, but I just felt called to do it. And I had manifested, I'll call it manifested, like a check from the dentist. It was like a refund for when I aligned my teeth last year. And it was they gave me about half of what I paid for the aligners back. So it was like $1,400. And I was just like, I wasn't expecting it, but I was aligned with what I felt like doing. And I feel like when we are aligned with what we want to do, no matter what mood we're in, everything is going to fall into place. And we're going to be rewarded for that. And we're going to see those rewards in the best ways for us. So yeah, I feel good about that. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I at least get a little bit down and I feel like my manifestations aren't happening, and then sort of I get a little bit of a surprise, or like I see something, I read something that sort of changes my mind and gets me back on track. So I think the universe, God, spirit guides, whoever, whatever you believe in, whatever you want to call it, has a way of bringing us back to ourselves and, you know, grounding us again. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. I hope you got something from that. And I love my hair. I cut it like 2 inches shorter yesterday, and I love it. I keep going shorter and shorter. She actually had to shave my neck, but that was fun. That was a little bit of my life today. But yeah, I hope you're doing well. I hope the spring is treating you well so far, or, you know, whatever season you're in, whatever day it is for you today. But yeah, that is all for today. And I will be back in a few days with my next video, my next message. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm going to do some reflecting and figure it out. So bye for now.